It's funny because just recently there was a story that came out about Eminem being in the studio with Kendrick, right? And I guess Eminem invited Kendrick to go record with him. And when they were about to start, Eminem kicked out Kendrick's whole entourage out of the room and had just him and Kendrick there because he wanted to see if Kendrick really wrote all his own shit. And he did.
Yeah.
So
in this era, that's surprising. Like, he actually wrote his own shit. Like, who gives a fuck? That's what you're supposed to do. What rapper doesn't? Oh yeah, everybody nowadays. You know what I mean?
Not everyone.
Yeah.
J. Cole doesn't.
Yeah. No, I don't mean every. Don't take it. I
mean,
don't mean everybody, but I mean a whole.
How do you feel about
the
that?
fact that M had to kick everyone out the studio to make sure the rapper wrote his own shit.
Yeah.
You know, come on. That's the era we live in. Like, I remember being in the studio with Chung Kings with every rapper on the planet. No one was like, everyone leave so to make sure you're all writing your own shit. We all got our pad. Biggie, Redman, whoever was in the studio, Busta. I watched everybody work, grab their pad. Some might smoke something. Some might go in the corner. And you write your shit. All right, I'm ready. And you go in the booth. And they're like, get Buster away from Dinko because they might write each other's. Nobody did that shit, you know? The fuck era are we in? What is this shit?
Well, you know what I think happened though? Like, just to be totally honest, when Jay-Z started talking about never writing anything down,
Yeah.
and only, basically like going to the booth and just working out in his head. Now Jay-Z's sort of a special case because I remember I interviewed Young Guru, and I think Just Blaze also. I forgot who it was, but they were saying how Jay-Z doesn't just go in the booth and freestyle. He actually works out the whole verse in his head ahead of time. He just has a different type of mind.
He can
for
memorize
that type of
it
thing.
fast,
Yeah,
yeah.
he memorized it in his head. And I guess he used to like just practice it as a kid. He used to go back and forth to the store, and he didn't have any papers. He would just kind of work out verses in his head. But that sort of gave everyone a green light to say, hey, I don't have to write anymore. I'm just going to go in the booth, and I'm going to punch in, punch out, and just work out the song, and then go on to the next one.
They said that Big did the same thing, and maybe somewhere later in his career he did.
The same thing.
But it wasn't true when I knew him.
Were you in the studio?
Yeah.
He was writing.
Yeah, at both. I was with him 2 different occasions. He recorded over a Buck Wild beat with me, and then the Niles beat with me. And both times he just, took out the pen, wrote his rhyme. And then years later go, oh, Big just does it off the head. I'm like, he writes his rhyme. What are you talking about? So maybe later in his career he started doing that. But like when I knew him on the come up, he wasn't just rapping. We all took our shit serious.
Well, I mean, I'd interviewed Clark Kent.
Played the song. Jay says play the beat, let the beat play for like 20 minutes. Jay goes in the booth and changes everything and goes, you ready? And Big's like mystified. And I was like, I told you he don't write no rhymes. And from that point, Big stopped writing rhymes. He was like, I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna be out here writing when this guy can do that.
Maybe that's why he did it, because he was with Jay.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, rappers have egos. If Jay's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So maybe that's when Jay, because that's after the 2 records I did.
Okay.
So maybe at that point, I'll try it this way, and from then on, maybe he started doing that. But like I said, on the come up, he wasn't doing that. 100%, I give you my word, 100%.
No,
if anybody want to dispute that, they're wrong, and this is fact,
I guess I've always felt like, okay, yeah, you could probably keep it all in your head, but imagine if you wrote, wouldn't that just add to it? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, it's what you were saying before about feel. So yes, I think so. Like when I wrote some of my best verses, sometimes like there's my verse that people say is one of the greatest verses in history called Uncommon Valid. Oh, one of the best verses ever written in history. Yeah, okay.
How does it go?
Well, you want me to rap the whole verse? Call me Thorburn John. No, Google it, but I could rap it. But
Go ahead, rap it.
Uncommon Valor?
Yeah.
It's 44 bars. Want me to sit here and rap?
Give me 16
bars?
of them.
No, because you got to hear the whole story if I'm going to do it.
Okay, all right, fair enough. How do you memorize verses that long?
Well, you got to do them. I do 200 shows a year.
Okay.
What's funny though, I'm not the best at memorizing verses like that. I know kids that like will do like the Ellen, like my man Mac Lethal did the Ellen show, and he had the whole verse worked out, and they called him right before he hopped on the plane. Like, well, we got to do a Disney themed thing, and he had to like rewrite all these fast bars and do it like the next day on Ellen. And I would have been like, fuck you, bitch. I'm doing the rhyme that I prepared. But nah, he could do that. Me, when Uncommon Valor first dropped, I went on tour with Jedi Mind Tricks. We did the song together. And the first, 5, 6, 10 shows, I didn't know the verse very well. So people were like, oh, see, he's a studio rapper. He can't even do it live. I'm like, yo, I just don't know the verse yet. Give me 44 bars, and I didn't even listen to the song after I recorded it. So, but then after you fuck it up a few times, then you get it for the rest of your life,
So now you know all your, so you know your whole catalog? You can perform your whole catalog?
No. I got,
just songs you perform?
I got 500 songs in my life.
Okay.
Like, so, if I'm gonna start doing it live at shows, I'll start doing them a lot more, and then, like right now, I got a song I did on Cool Savas, a German record, and we're gonna, when I go and do it with him, it's gonna be in front of 5,000 to 10,000 people. So I said, okay, let me practice it in America a couple times, in front of like, American crowd. If I fuck it up, they don't even know because it's half German. So, I tried it a couple times, I got it right, and now when I go to Germany, I could bang it out, with confidence. But then there's records like, I got the song Stanley Kubrick, which I'm not even a fan of, but they've been asking me to do it for 20 years at every fucking show I do. But I basically freestyled that fucking record off my head, basically a freestyle, and now I got to perform it 20 years later. I'm like, I wish I would have fucking wrote that one down because it's so simple and easy. But it was a popular record because it was on like Sound Bombing with Eminem and Mos Def and all these guys.
Right.
So now I'll be in like Poland and they're like, Sound Bombing! I'm like, fuck, that shit I freestyled, all right, I'll do that one, all right, so yeah.